Hi, I'm Ann Duffy and I'm a visual artist. I work mainly in textiles and use lots of recycled and repurposed materials. I'm originally from London, but I've been living in Baileyborough for 17 years now. As a child, I learnt to crochet and to sew because both my grandparents, my grandmothers and my mother was a seamstress, and my grandmothers both did very fine needlework and lace work and different things. I joined the craft group in Baileyborough Library in I think about 2011, and my third granddaughter had just been born, and I decided I'd find a crochet hook and a bit of wool and crochet some booties, as I hadn't done anything for ages. And it started me on a journey to back doing creating and embroidery and things that I hadn't done in years. In 2018 I had my first solo exhibition. First of all, I had it in Baileyborough Library, and I called it my 7-year stitch, and basically it was all the things I'd created over a period of 7 years, obviously, and lots of different things that happened in those years. And when I started to put the exhibition together, I realised that certain things reflected certain points in that journey, which I hadn't noticed before until I started to curate the exhibition. And I was also lucky enough to have that exhibition down in Ballymun as well at the Rediscovery Centre, because most of my work is made from recycled materials. It perfectly fitted in with their ethos there. I've used anything from cans, which I cut and make sequins from sometimes and stitch into fabric. I've used reclaimed copper wire from old electrical cables. Takes a bit of stripping to get the copper out, but have used that. I use old sheets and textiles. My only problem is there's not enough hours in the day to do things, and my work is constantly changing. I like just simple hand embroidery and slow stitching, but I also like to challenge myself with different materials. Everything inspires me. So I might see a colour that I really like and think, oh, I'm going to do something with that colour. It could be a piece of old fabric that I love. It might be something that I've seen. It might be a time of year. It could be anything really. I did go through a period of creating a lot of skulls. I like sugar skulls and things like that, and the celebration of life that they mean, in Mexico. I put together a little program called SALS, Slow and Leisurely Stitching, and basically it's using stitching like a doodle, like doodling. So you're just doing slow and mindful stitches. You don't need much skill to do it. You don't need to be particularly creative. If you think that you're not creative. I find it's really soothing, and it can be a form of meditation, I guess, for some people. And doing that for 10 or 15 minutes a day is a really good introduction to possibly trying out different things. And in my workshops I encourage the people that attend to try, use different materials to stitch. I don't necessarily listen to music. Sometimes I have the television on, and I know roughly how long things take because I can do a whole Netflix series in a couple of days when I'm sewing. So somebody says to me, how long does it take? I can roughly tell them, well, it was probably 100 hours stitching, and I can spend quite a long time stitching. I have to remember to get up and move because obviously it's not good to sit all day. But I thoroughly enjoy experimenting and trying different things. So while sewing is my main passion, I do printing and I might occasionally make cards. I would paint a little bit also, but using textiles and mixed media in anything that I'm doing is really my passion.